iPods for Windows. And we partnered with one of the most popular music players on Windows, Music Match, to do it. And we've worked with them and made the iPod so it will auto-sync with their Music Match software. And yes, it's not iTunes, but it's better than anything on the Windows side. So we have auto-syncing. We're going to sell the same 3 models at the same prices for Windows. We even include a 6-pin to 4-pin FireWire connector for Windows machines, because that's what they have. These Windows models will be in the stores in late August, because we want to take care of the Mac customers first. And this is the new iPod line. Okay. Now we're going to do something really fun. I want to introduce what I think is a landmark, groundbreaking app. And I think this app is going to change a lot of things. We're going to look back on this app as the beginning of something pretty cool and pretty new. And that app is called iSync. The purpose of iSync is to synchronize your digital life. Now, we've got the best address book in the world now. We've got the best calendar in the world now. And when you're on your Mac, life is going to be great. But what about when you're not on your Mac? What you want to do is take these things with you, so you have this information at your fingertips even when you're not on your Mac, God forbid. So what is the most popular device in the world? It's the cell phone. And there is a new generation of cell phones now that's a lot different. These are not your father's cell phones anymore. They are GPRS, so they are always on for data. They've got color screens on them. They've got organizers built into them. They've got address books and calendars in them just waiting for data. They work off an open standard called SyncML, and we've joined this group. It's a good standard. And they've got Bluetooth built in them. So this is a whole new generation of cell phones, and they synchronize. And we think this is so cool that we want to add it to the digital hub. This is the coolest device since the digital camera that we added in January. So we're going to make some room for it, and we are going to add this new generation of cell phones to our digital hub. Now, while we're at it, we might as well pick up the Palm, and you saw calendars and contacts on the iPod. Wouldn't it be cool if they auto-synced every time you plugged in your iPod the same way your music does? So let's add the iPod here too. We got 3 devices now that we want to sync calendars and address books to. But the most popular of these, of course, is the phone. And some people go, well, I don't get it. Why do I want to sync my phone with my computer? Well, because you get to enter data on a big display and a full-size keyboard. If you ever try to enter 100 numbers into this tiny little phone, you go crazy. This way you get to do it like you enter most of your data. But even more so, have you ever lost a phone? Oh, you've just lost your life. All your contacts are on that thing. You are toast. Well, if you lose your phone this way, you don't lose your life, because all your data is safely on your computer, and you've still got it. And the third thing is, we go buy a new phone. Rather than taking hours to enter in the data, you just sync it up and you load the data in seconds. So these are 3 of the many reasons why you want to sync your phone with your computer. So we want to sync all 3 of these devices, and that's exactly what iSync does. This is iSync, and what it does is it shows you all the devices that are connected. FireWire for the iPod, USB for the Palm, wireless Bluetooth for your cell phones, whatever, however they're connected, they show up. And you can examine each one. You can set iPod, I want to synchronize all contacts. You can just choose certain groups, synchronize all calendars, and automatically synchronize whenever it's connected. Boom, that's how you set it up. The phone, same thing. Which contacts, which calendars, and some of the memories in the phones aren't that big. You can decide how far in the future you want your calendar to go. Boom. And then when you want to sync, you can sync all of them, any one individually, or all of them together. Just by pushing one button, boom, they're all syncing. Takes less than a minute, and they're synced. And it's really, really cool, and I'd like to show you now. Okay, so I've got iSync up here, and again, the first thing I'd like to say is, Bluetooth has arrived, and we are now detecting phones with Bluetooth, automatically putting them up here in iSync, and I can go through and configure things, as I said. I can choose, certain contacts to synchronize, or all of them, certain calendars, or just some of them, and I can say, yeah, sync to my iPod whenever I plug it in, and I can do the same thing with the phone. Same sort of thing, and how far ahead I want to go with my calendar. And what I've got over here, let's get the phone up picture in picture. Let's go ahead and get that phone up. Okay, so I've got a phone right here, and this is a brand new phone. I've turned on the Bluetooth, so the Bluetooth has been recognized, but as you see, the phone book is empty on this phone, right? And it asked me, do I want to load numbers in from a SIM card? Oh, I don't have a SIM card anyway, so I'm going to say no, I don't. And this phone is running on the Singular network. Singular has got about 30% of the country now, including New York City and all of the West Coast, running on GPRS. It's fantastic. And so what I'm going to do is just sync with the phone. And I'm going to put all of my contacts for my address book into the phone. So all I do, what do? I just push this button. And now, whoops, boom. I am syncing with the phone, and you can see it sync right there. Transferring my whole address book over. Calendars. Boom. Done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if this worked. I'm going to go down to my address book, and I'm going to, let's say, pick Avi here. And I'm going to push a button, and let's go see if that calls Avi. I've got Avi down with a microphone on his cell phone here. Hopefully it's going to ring. Is that your beep? Well, that's Avi's beep. He's a little strange, but... Great. So, this is iSync, and we think it's the beginning of something very, very big. What we call it is Mac to mobile, right? You want to get your Mac seamlessly syncing bidirectionally with all of your mobile devices, and that's what we're doing. And again, this is the beginning of something really big with a new era of cell phones. And we think the cell phone joining the digital hub, syncing with the Mac, is going to be something really, really good. One of the companies that's in the vanguard of these new phones is Sony Ericsson. It was formed by a joint venture between Sony and Ericsson, and they're coming on very, very strong. And I'm very, very proud to have Mr. Ihara-san, the president of Sony Ericsson, here today, and I'd like to welcome him to Macworld for the first time. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for Steve for inviting me to this exciting Macworld here today. You remember that when we first talked about the Apple's extending its digital hub strategy to include mobile phones, I was immediately convinced that this is wonderful opportunities. It is wonderful for me to see the best mobile phone seamlessly connecting to the applications on the Macintosh. Today, I believe Apple can